Hi there, my name is Nora from Neon Bean Studio, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to use pixel brushes on Adobe Fresco app on iPad, and also I'm gonna cover some tips and tricks how to use fill tool very efficiently with these pixel brushes. If you are worried how to use artboards and you never have used Adobe Fresco app before, I'm encouraging to check my other video I just did about creating artboards, and where I also talk about a bit PPI, and PPI is very important thing to know for especially pixel brushes, so go ahead and check it out also. So let's start today's video now, and we're gonna first create artboard. Let's just take print and A4, which is very basic, just you have a paper in front of you basically. So let's get started with that one. And this is the first screen you see when you start artboard on Adobe Fresco. So this is your toolbar here, and these are your layers here, and we only cover today pixel brushes. But of course I'm gonna show you what to do with these pixel brushes and how to use them efficiently. And of course we're gonna cover a bit about layers and a bit about other stuff here which you need to know to use these pixel brushes. So let's go ahead and see. So this is pixel brushes option here, and you have all the brushes here listed. These are the basic brushes which come with a free app. There's quite many of them, and they're all very good brushes. So it's really good to get started with these and maybe only use these. But I have premium account myself, and I have a bit more brushes here, and they're really good brushes. But it's your choice if you want more brushes or you are just using efficiently all these brushes here. So neither to say that also there is more brushes here. There's watercolor brushes here and vector brushes here. So pixel brushes are not only brushes on this app. So don't worry, you have so many options, and we're gonna talk about these pixel brushes now. So if you like some pixel brush, for example, I have like here ink and Thick to Thin is really nice brush. Then you have option here to store it for later use. So for example, if I start this Sumi here, let's start this one. Then if you go back from this arrow, you have your favorites here. So this brush would come here now. And I have so many of them here, so you don't see that brush now because they're all together here, and unfortunately not yet you can organize them. I hope they do this feature in this app. It would be really good to organize your favorites, but your favorites would be coming all here, okay? And if you choose some, for example, let's choose this where we were ink and Thick to Thin, for example. So if you do something with that and go back here, you will see the recent here. So all your recent used brushes would come here. So these recents only are staying in that particular project. So these recents will not appear in your other project. It's based on recent of this project only. So that is good to keep in mind. Okay. And what I wanted to show you now is that we have this circle here. Okay. If we want to undo this circle, we tap with 2 fingers like that on the screen, or you can use these arrows here. This is undo, this is redo. Okay. And one another thing is that on this is your basic layer, which is your background. It's always there, either it's white or either it's transparent looking, and it has this tiny like a picture icon here, so it shows it's like a picture layer. Okay. And you have this second layer here where you start your drawing. and I recommend you to use different layers for different items you draw, because it's later easier to organize them, to make edits to them and to transform them. So you get new layer from here, from this plus icon here, but as we have already one here, we can just go ahead and delete it from these three dots here and delete layer. Okay, so let's be on this layer, and you understand that you're on this layer because it has this blue box around it. Okay, so let's use our brush, ink, and thick to thin, and let's do this bubble. And before that, we need to know where the colors are. Okay, the color is here, the hues is all this outside ring, and you can just slide it with your pencil like that. So I'm gonna choose this kind of blue, but let's choose different shade. Okay, let's go here. I like this aquamarine now. Okay, let's choose this one, and let's do this like a circle or bubble, whatever you want to call it. Let's do this one. Okay, so we have this wonky version here. Okay, and wonky version is cool. I like wonky myself. And if you want to fill this wonky bubble here, you have this fill tool here, and you go ahead and just tap in the middle of it. You have to be sure you're on the same layer as your first circle, that you can fill it. So we are on the correct layer here now. And also, if you zoom in a bit now, you're gonna see that you have this white like line here. So this is here because the fill wasn't efficient enough to fill everything, but for that there is this button here called color margin. Okay, and if we slide this slider up, it will make it perfect fill. You can see now the fill is totally perfect. So this is for that. Okay, but if you have a different brush which is a bit more airy and it's not consistent like this stick to thin brush, then I'm gonna show you what to do there then and how to fill it efficiently. But one more thing is that actually I can now show you with this other bubble what we're gonna do. So let's take another layer for this new bubble, and maybe we choose different color also. So let's color this a bit like some pink color, and let me take a different brush from here now, and let's use this time, go back from inks, let's use this kind of sketching brush and regular pencil. It's really good brush, by the way. I use it all the time myself. It's genius. So we're on this new layer and we're gonna make new bubble. Okay, so let's make this new bubble here. Okay, but this time we don't want wonky bubble, we want like perfect bubble. So this one came a bit oval, and how it became, because I was holding my pencil a bit down for a second, and then it automatically made shape for me. Okay, so this is new feature in Adobe Fresco. Recently they added it, that you can press and hold your shape and you get perfect shape. It's also same for example, now here is rectangle, and it will just if you like hold it, let's make like new bubble, and if you hold it, and you can even resize it like that, you go in and out like that. Okay, so we have this pencil here, and it's looking like that. It's not like consistent fill. It's a bit like having some holes here, and it's really cool that it has this kind of natural feel of pencil. But if we want to fill it now, let's see what's gonna happen if we fill it regularly. So let's use our fill tool here and let's press it. Okay, first of all, all your screen goes pink, because it's having the holes in it, as we already learned, so it will like not fill it nicely. So let's go with the margin a bit down and see what's gonna happen. Okay, now it filled it. Okay, but if we zoom in, this fill is perfect in the center, but it doesn't match with our pencil, isn't it? It's like totally different things. One is perfect fill, one is this airy natural brush. So to overcome this problem, to fill it as your this brush is, okay, we would need to do a bit like workaround. Okay, so let's do workaround for this. Let's undo this, and now first of all, I would recommend to use a bit bigger, let's undo this, bigger brush for this. So let's go to the pencil brush here. And yes, so another thing to know, of course, is the size of the brush. So size of the brush is here. Now I have it 20, and it's already quite big. I just make it tiny bit bigger for this showcase. And this button here shows the flow of your brush. So flow means that the flow of this brush is either maximum, which is the strongest. This like color is like flowing the strongest on the screen, or it's going like opaque here and it's very light. So you can just slide from here, and this is the smoothness. So what it does, if you have this very low and you do like that, it's not automatically smoothing anything, it's just the way you draw it. But if you want some help in having a bit smoother line, already it's much smoother. And if we do like that 100, it's much more smoother. So it helps while you draw to make either smoother lines if you need more smoothness, or if you don't want it, you can just put like much lower. But I usually have it in the middle somewhere, that it's just somewhat smoother but not crazily. So let's clear this layer from here, that we don't want these guys here, and clear the layer. Okay, but we still have the layer here, empty layer now. And I'm gonna show you how you do this fill for this pencil brush now. So let's make this bubble again. Okay, we make that bubble, we keep it like that. And now there is this kind of fill tool here, sorry, not fill tool, selection tool. So there's many different selection tools: lasso, magic wand, paint selection, rectangle, ellipse, and polygon. But we're gonna use ellipse now, and this is very similar already if you use Illustrator or like for Affinity Photo and also Affinity Designer, that you have these kind of selections there, and it works very similar way. And let's use the ellipse now for this filling. And we're gonna do this kind of like a same shape like the bubble, but it's not in the correct place and it's not correct size, so we have to transform it. So for doing this, you press these three dots here and transform selection. Okay, then we're gonna move it in the center here, and then we're gonna like first try to put it like that. So what we have to see is that it will be exactly in the edges of your bubble, not too much overlapping, because that is also doing a bit problem here. And yeah, let's not overlap it. Actually, it's better if it's having tiny gap. Okay, and okay, like that. So now it's done, hit done, and you have this selection here. Okay, and now we take our pencil brush again and we start drawing like that. And then we don't have to worry that it goes over the line, because if we are not having this selection here, let's deselect, then it's, you know, you draw like that and it goes over the line. But now we have the selection, you don't have to worry about it. So let's go back 2 times. We have our selection here, and then let's use this now very freely, like that you have your texture here so nicely visible. Don't have to worry now about these lines. Okay, and then let's deselect this, and we have a tiny bit, of course, this line here, but I'm going to zoom a bit in with my 2 fingers. I zoom in and out. You can of course put the size of your zoom from here like 100, and this is your real size of this artwork, but let's zoom now for sake of our bubble here. And also, if you want to move, you can rotate with your 2 fingers as well your artboard. Okay, so let's try to do this slightly, really slightly, that we cover this line here. So it's not perfect, but you know, it gives you much better option to do this here very smoothly and nicely, because if you just start to, you know, like draw traditionally with this, then it will make much more like, you know, like ugly lines to it. It's overlapping a lot then, and it doesn't look such good as you would do it freely with the selection tool. I find it really good option to overcome this fill problem like that. Okay, so there you go. You have your airy bubble here. Where were we? It was like that, huh? Was it like that? Yeah. So it's like a pink moon there. So yeah, now you have this airy feel from the side to the center, and you filled it perfectly. It looks exactly like pencil drawing, and there you go. It's really nice now. Okay, so this was actually what I wanted to show you here now. You already know now that the layers are here. Okay, I'm gonna show you fast. So this is the layers, and they are here, and these are the blend modes of the layer, and so on. But we're not today showing these things yet, because you better now go ahead and explore all these brushes here, what you have, because it's already a lot. You know, you have to first test these brushes for yourself, which you like. You can favorite them, and they will appear in your favorites here, and you test them out, how you feel about them. You test with a fill tool what you can do, or you just fill just by drawing. It's up to you. And also test with the smoothness. There's more settings here, but I would recommend to check it out a bit later when you're already comfortable with that, because these are very basic lessons. This is for you to get started easily and not to feel intimidated by the app and just close it, because I know myself, it can be very intimidating to start a new app and to start new drawing app, like learning. It is really sometimes hard to just get started, but while you already, you know, test these small things, you start to feel more comfortable, and you start to feel more comfortable to learn more. So that's why I keep these lessons very like precise on one subject, and I want you to test these things what we today did here, and see for yourself how you feel about them, and check it out how it comes out. And I hope it helped you to get more comfortable with pixel brushes. By the way, if you want to rename your artwork here, it's here, and let's name it bubbles, for example. So there you go, you have bubbles here. And if you go back from here, and also one big thing to remember is that you don't have to manually save anything on this app. It automatically saves all the time. in the back. So if you just go back from the arrow, it's already saved item and it's right here. Your bubbles artwork is here, and yes, there you go. One more thing I wanted to actually show you, if we undo this, that this color option here has also opacity, okay? And if we are choosing something here with a different color and we make it new on the new layer, and opacity, this one for example, this bubble here, let's make it with this thick and thin, that is more clear to see, and we fill it with the fill tool, okay, and color margin up a bit less, okay. Okay, let's keep this bubble here. And now you don't understand with a white background that it would be different than these guys here, because your opacity is actually 54 here. But if you change this background color, and we cannot actually fill this immediately directly because this is a photo layer. For that we have to take new layer and fill the new layer. So let's go ahead and fill new layer with yellow, for example, and let's put now the opacity 100, that is full opacity, and we can either fill this layer with vector or pixel. So I choose pixel this time, and what you can now see is that this opacity did to this bubble here is that it's a bit blending with this yellow because its opacity is see-through. So it's see-through bubble here. These are not having see-through. This only has see-through because the texture of it, so it has holes in it a bit, this brush. That's why you see it through, but it's not opaque, it's 100%, but this is 54% here, and it's much more blending into this background, okay? But if you want later to change opacity, for example, on this bubble, you go ahead here, you go on this layer, and then here is your layer properties, and you change opacity here, okay? So if we put it also same 54, you will see it looks like that, okay? So either you have option to already start with the brush here and change the opacity here, or you can do it later while just going on this layer and change the opacity here to lower or bigger, okay? But that's it for today. I'm very happy that you were with me in this lesson, and please try it out, see how you feel, and let me know by showing it on my social media, by tagging me, or just send me email. I would really want to see your work, what you do. Okay, thank you very much, and see you soon again. Bye bye.